Welcome back to my series on exploring Deftones discography. We are going to be listening to White Pony today. Super fucking excited for this, man. This is the album I've been most anticipating since starting uh, this journey. I think when I first listened to Private Music, because that was my first. If you haven't seen my first video, that's the first uh, Deftones album I've ever listened to. Um, Prior to listening to Private Music, this album here is the only like thing I really recognize from Deftones. I had seen Around the Furs album cover too, but White Pony is the one that I was always like, oh yeah, that's a Deftones album, huh? But I don't know anything about the album, other than it's probably their most iconic album, at least from the album cover alone. And from what I barely know, it's kind of like their sort of um, big like departure from the sound of their first two albums. Like I'm pretty sure they get more experimental with this. I could be wrong. So I'm not going to read the Wikipedia article for this one this time. I actually want to go into this completely blind without knowing any of the background behind it, because I don't want to really spoil anything by reading like about the production or the recording or anything like that. Like I want to go into this without knowing what to expect. So I'm not going to read the Wikipedia article. However, I will read this comment I got on my Around the Fur video from Three Young Three, or I Young. I'm just going to call you Young. Thank you so much for your comment. But it's a good little good little primer for this and information on um, the first track of the album. So the comment states here, a little fact about the next album, White Pony, was that the track starts with Back to School Mini Maggit, but the first actual track starts with Feiticeira. Not sure how you pronounce that. The label pressured Deftones to make a new metal track, so the band decided to rework on Pink Maggit to make it into Back to School, which is why it is called Mini Maggit to fit the whole rap rock vibe slash new metal vibe that was popular back then. But Pink Maggit is the full real version of the song, which I did see that is the last song on the album, Pink Maggit. Chino has even said he regretted making Back to School and called it a mistake, and even said it wasn't the real version of the album. Plus, he hates the song as well, which is funny. Um, I kind of always get a kick out of band members or artists like trashing on their previous work, because I usually don't agree with them, but it's you know, a lot of them tend to do that. Like I famously, you know, John Lennon hated like most of the Beatles' music. So, and then it's just always kind of funny to me how artists look back on their previous work, and I think that's kind of indicative of growing as an artist. Like you don't want to look back on your previous work and be like, man, I wish I could get back to that. You want to look back on it and be like, man, I really outgrew that sound and that style, and I wish I had done things differently back then. But I'm glad that we get to see uh, like growth in artistry and progression. And so when people say that about their previous work, it's usually a good thing, I think. But they also made two versions of the song. The one that is on the original release that starts with Feiticeira, and the second version where the label pressured them and has Back to School as the first track. For me, it took time for that song to grow on me, but I don't dislike it. You can tell it's very much new metal inspired song. So thank you, Young, for that great comment. kind of giving me an explanation on the album. So I have that little tidbit going into this. And I mean, I'm going to be listening to the album as it's presented to me. So Back to School is the first song, even though I don't know how to say that word. Feiticeira, Feiticeira. Um, Even though that song is technically the first album, so I'll keep that in mind as we get into this. But yeah, man, we're just gonna get straight on into it. I'm gonna stop yapping so much and just listen to the music. Let me just make sure. Yeah, everything's connected. Everything should be good. All right. The moment we've all been waiting for. White Pony by Deftones. First ever listen. Let's go. So right back to school. Look back, I sift through all the clicks. Rubbing the halls all year, making me sick. While everyone's out trying to make the cut. What? And when you think you know me right, I switch it up. Behind the wall, smoking cigarettes and sipping vodka. I'm a fist to catch a cab, ain't no one can stop us. Give me a break, I'm on some other mess. Why you act like it's everything you got? Push back the square. Now that you're here, but you don't, so there you go. 'Cause back in school, we are the leaders of it all. So stop that, quit all that. I'm just gonna pause it real quick to just to say that I'm going to not be reading the lyrics this time. I know I keep going back and forth on that shit, but I am from around the fur. I found myself kind of getting distracted by the lyrics as I was listening to it. Um, Even though I tried not to pay too much attention, I just couldn't help myself looking at the screen. So I'm just not gonna listen to or pull up the lyrics and just absorb the music as it is, because no matter if I have the lyrics up or not, none of the lyrics are really going to stick out to me, and I'll just be kind of distracted by like what I see. So I'm just going to leave the album cover up and listen to the music as is. Um, but yeah, so far on this one, definitely sounds similar to uh, stuff from their previous two albums. Very, new metal, as Young said in that comment. So, um, but yeah, let's get into it. Oh, damn it! Spacebar. Is that Chino rapping? Because it kind of doesn't sound like him. All right. Whoops. Just gonna go right back so it can transition. But um, yeah, so that song is definitely kind of like giving me similar vibes to their previous two albums. So it kind of makes sense based off of Young's comment there that like the record label was pushing them to like keep the status quo, I guess, for the first song. So I'm interested to see how the album shifts from here. Because it's a pretty good song. I mean, I wasn't like super interested in what was going on. Like his voice while he was rapping was actually it sounded different. It did not sound like Chino. But other than that, kind of more of the same that I've been getting from the last two albums. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here. But let's go. The song's cool. I like that song. I like that more than the first. There's a lot of interesting things happening. Ooh. Ooh. Cool guitar tone and like it's almost like was that Ebo kind of like sounds in the background. This sounds really cool. Man, the production in this song. This is really good. Really like that song. That is the most, I think, unique song I've heard from Deftones thus far. Like in terms of their um, past work. Like I can definitely see how they're starting to depart from just the same old new metal sound that they had, new metal slash alt metal grunge sound of the past two albums. Um, like this, I, I'm excited to see where the rest of the album goes because I dig this very much. I mean, I when I read their Wikipedia page in my reaction for Adrenaline, they mentioned that some people consider Deftones the metal Radiohead, and that's kind of what I was feeling from this song. Is like it gives me sort of like OK Computer vibes a little bit, which makes sense because I think they came out around the same time. This came out in 2000. OK Computer, I think that was like 99 or 2000. Maybe it was a little earlier. I can't remember exactly, but it does have it did make me think of Radiohead a little bit. So I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. Really like that riff. You want to see what he's saying there? Bleed out of control. Okay. I like the chorus. Man, I bet this goes crazy in concert. Ooh. I love that. Boom. That was dope. Yeah, I like that song a lot. Alright, RX Queen. It's a cool drum sound. I really like this too. Yeah, this is definitely more sonically uh interesting than their last two albums. And I'm not saying that as like a dig on the last two albums, especially around the fur. I really like that album a lot. Um, but it was still very much, even though they did kind of expand um, their sonic, I guess, palette more in around the fur, it was still very much a singular sort of vibe, and you know, pretty solidly in that new metal type of sound. But this is like going beyond that, from just these first what, four songs. Um, it's just really cool production. Like the drums in this song sounds super cool. I don't know what is going on. It almost sounds like, maybe it's just because of the name, but RX Queen kind of sounds like there's almost like a pill bottle being shaked, like a like prescription bottle being shaked, to give that sort of effect. It's probably just like a, you know, some sort of instrument, percussion instrument, but it sounds really cool. I like the spacey sort of like, I don't know, meandering um, riff and bass line. Like this is getting me very excited for what's about to come next, and what is in store uh in later albums. But yeah, I'm already like, for my music taste, I'm really sort of clicking with this immediately. um and yeah, I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. This is cool. Get a fade out. Man, this is dope. this this is probably gonna end up being my favorite album. I can already tell, because it is ticking all the boxes for me. I really like the way that sort of they let the beat ride on the end, and like the instrumental. Street Carp. I really am liking the uh like singing on this, and the writing, like the lyrics, because their previous two albums, even when I had lyrics up, it was pretty difficult for me to follow along lyrically, but I'm able to. I don't know if the way he was writing changed, if it's just because the production's a little bit like clearer, but I'm able to like actually understand what he's singing about more in this than I was in their previous two records. Um, just an observation I had, because he's like talking about his address and forgetting, which is relatable. I had to fill out like I'm looking for a new job at the moment, and I had to fill out an application the other day, and it asked me to list like a previous address for my current one, and I spent like 5 minutes just like, what the fuck was the number again? What is the zip code? I had to like search through my old uh like address book and shit on my phone. It was just, yeah, so I relate to that a lot. Um but yeah, the lyrics I'm are the lyrics are more interesting, I feel like, so far um in this album. I like that riff. Another fade out. The last song ended in a fade out too. Hmm. This is cool. It's really cool. I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's definitely giving me Radiohead vibes, this album. I really like his singing on this song. This This is the like softest he's sang, I think, on any of these last few albums. That wasn't like whispering. That song was really cool. I really like how like the guitar. I mean, it sounded almost like an old recording. If that could have just been like some uh, electronic static that they added, um, but it was sounding really interesting, and um, yeah, man, I'm really digging this album. Like, I wasn't sure what to expect from this because I knew going into it it was going to be a bigger departure in their sound than what I've heard prior. Um, and so I didn't know if there were going to be like crazy, like abstract or like industrial sounding, or like I didn't know where they were going to go. But I like the direction so far. It's like I said, it's giving me very much like OK Computer and kind of Kid A Radiohead a little bit. Definitely not exactly, but that's kind of what my mind has been going to as I listen to these last few tracks. Um, but yeah, let's continue on. Knife Party. Man, his vocals. And the drumming, Dude. This is so good. Wow. That song was so cool. Ooh, and good transition too. Korea. Damn. I really like this riff. Dude, this album fucking slaps. What the hell? Fuck yeah, man. Oh, buddy. Alright, this is a 6-minute long song. Heck yeah. Dude, this album's dope so far. Man, it's like swirling. Yeah. Dude, the groove. Woo! The bass. Wow. Is that Chino? That sounds like, what's his name? It sounds like the guy from Tool. God damn, dude. This song fucking slaps. What? Wow. This is so good, man. This album. piano. Man, the production on this album is incredible. Like this, I'm gonna say something controversial, and please don't hate me for it, because I really did like their first two albums. This blows both out of the water. I'm sorry. This is incredible. And I'm not even like how how far am I into it? Oh, okay, there's only two more songs left. Okay. But dude, this is so much like this is kind of what I was expecting from Deftones when I had never heard anything from them. I because just generally based off of my awareness of them before Private Music, um, they're sort of just like the vibe I got from just hearing about them was that they were like a very um, experimental metal band. And with Private Music, it gave me more of just like a straight up hard rock type of feel. Um, and then their first two albums is very much in the new metal grungy alternative 90s sound. So none of that really aligned much with what I expected. I mean, Around the Fur, which is a fantastic album, don't get me wrong, is definitely still a product of the 90s. And so I wasn't sure, you know, after listening to that, like, do they keep the same sort of like overall sound and just like kind of go in more like uh poppier directions or like less grungy and more polished production but still in that realm, or do they actually like step out of the genre almost completely and really start experimenting? This is confirming that. And I mean, wow. I am just I already love this album and I'm not even done with it. Like this is probably going to end up being my favorite album, probably surpassing Private Music. I mean, I'm going to have to listen to it more obviously, but just based off of everything so far, the songwriting is so interesting. So much more is happening. Um his vocals. I mean, he sounded like a completely different person in this song. I mean, I think I don't know what his name is. I can't remember, but uh, the guy from Tool, this lead singer from Tool, he sounded very similar to him in this song just then. And I don't know Tool that well. I only know a couple of their songs, but um, yeah, what he's doing with his voice is crazy. The production is immaculate. Like, oh man, I'm just really excited to listen to this song again because there's so much going on. Um, but holy shit, dude, I I see, I see the light. I see what the hype is all about. Because holy shit, this is so good. Um, and we only have two more songs left, so I'm gonna try and savor that as much as I can. Let me just make sure. I just wanted to make sure that my camera was still recording my phone, but all right, let's go into the next song. But man, this album is so good. There's that droning, like, Ebo type of sound again. Ooh, vocals, harmony. Hell yeah. I like that song too. Wow. He needs to harmonize more. That was beautiful. Okay, Pink Maggot. So this is from what Young said in that comment, this is the full version of kind of the intro song. A lot of really creepy screaming. Like there was some in that in Passenger, I think. Really doing a lot with his vocals on this album. Like wobbling noise in the background. Okay, I hear how they repurposed this into the first track. I prefer this one though, for sure. This is really cool. Sounds like a heartbeat. Wow. I'm blown away, honestly. That was phenomenal. I mean, dude, that, honestly, like that blows everything I've heard from them out of the water. Just yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like that was so like adventurous, so like man, I'm honestly speechless because I was not expecting it to go in the directions it did in the way that it did because I was expecting this to be a more experimental album than the last two. But it is so well made. I mean, that was the best Deftones album I've heard. I think it beats out Private Music, which is crazy for me to say because, like I said, Private Music's probably one of my favorite albums this year, but this might take this top spot. I mean, wow. I mean, I'm kind of speechless. I did not. The only song that I really didn't vibe with was the first song. Because it just kind of sounded the same as like anything from Around the Fur, and I'm very glad that that comment that Young made, I that he made that comment, and I read that before reacting to this because it was necessary for me to know that going into it because I would say that Back to School is probably my least favorite song on here. Um, because from there on, I mean, it just gets so much more interesting in the production in his voice on here is incredible. I mean, he was doing things that I didn't think were possible for for at least from what I've heard so far for him to do. Um like the songwriting is like leagues ahead of the last two albums. Um yeah, this experimentation in the production and just everything. I mean, it very much gave me a sort of like OK Computer, um, Radiohead, that like that era of Radiohead. Um, but definitely in its own sort of it's not like they were like copying or whatever. It's definitely in its own sort of ethos. And man, I can't wait to listen to this album again. And I'll probably do um like Young said, the starting the track on Feiticeira, um just cuz like it's from here on down, it becomes its own like world almost. Another person commented that, let me see if I can find it real quick, but they said that um, it was almost like its own universe. Yeah, this one right here, which I forgot to heart. But yeah, next one is Right Pony. That album is a whole universe and experience. Yeah, I completely agree that this album does kind of live in its own space amongst just the albums I've heard so far. We'll see where it goes from here with their next albums, but god damn. I'm still just like, I that that is such an amazing album. I can't wait to hear it again. uh, I'm going to listen to it straight as I get off this video. But yeah, there it is. White Pony by Deftones. This has solidified me as a Deftones fan. Before I considered myself a Deftones enjoyer, um, but now I am a full-fledged fan, and I am super stoked to hear the rest of their albums now. I don't know where they go from here, but I'm super excited. So I will update you on my uh, thoughts as I listen to this album more in a couple days. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.